Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for this next quarter, quarter three of 2025, July through September. You have this Let It Come Forth card. It says, give yourself permission to feel it. You have this Speak to yourself with kindness. It says, become aware of how you speak to yourself. I mean, you really can't make that up, Leo. Every single reading that I've been doing for you has been talking about the words that you use against yourself, right? You always get that parrot card, for example, and it says, choose your words carefully or whatever. And so I think you really need to make sure that you are speaking about your life and about yourself as you want things to be, right? And if you do that, I feel that things will go very well. But obviously, if not, then you are probably going to struggle. So watch your words. I would say for the rest of your life, even though it's showing up for this quarter. You have the Hierophant, the Knight of Swords, and the High Priestess showing up in your first row. There is a good amount of love here. You actually have the best love cards, I would say, out of everybody so far. I only have one more reading to do after you, and then I will be done with this set of readings. But, everybody else, it's like they've had love, but not really, in their readings. The Hierophant and the High Priestess can be divine counterparts. So if you are looking for love, then this could be a divine counterpart coming in for you. If you already have love, again, I feel like this is also very good. It could say the person you're with is your divine counterpart. You also have this card in the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups. These are marriage cards, so you definitely could be attracting a person that you will marry. One thing I will say is we have Uranus moving into Gemini. And with Uranus going into Gemini, you're definitely going to have to be thinking more outside the box. I mean, we're definitely in a time of outside the box thinking. The more you come up with unique solutions, unique ways of doing things, different ways of doing things, all that will be very beneficial for you, Leo, and will just lead to a lot of success. So anything you can do to think outside the box or to find outside the box solutions is going to be extra beneficial. So I would do your research, anything you're working on, anything you're creating. It's like, can you go to YouTube and find another way to do it? The answer is yes, by the way, because that's what I do all day long. And, works really well for me, right? One of my rules in life is every single day I wake up and one of the first things I do is I go and I find a video about YouTube. And that teaches something new about YouTube, right? And then I implement it in my channel. You literally can see it in front of your freaking face every single week because I run 1 million experiments on this channel alone. Never mind my other channels that no one knows about, right? And so, again, it's pretty simple. Takes me about 5 minutes. Not even, most days, not even, because I listen to the videos triple speed, right? And so by doing it very quickly, it doesn't take long to figure something out. And then all I do is I implement what I learned and I track it. Just that simple, right? If I can do it, you can do it for sure. This could also be you, again, changing your beliefs. It's almost impossible, I think, for pretty much everyone to not change some sort of belief at this time because Neptune's been in Pisces. It's in Aries, but it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to traditional belief. Like, why do you believe things that you believe? That's it. And so you could be changing some sort of belief. You have the Knight of Swords. You always get the Knight of Swords with me, and I would definitely say, no jumping to conclusions. I'm not really sure if this is maybe, a little bit of a thing that is going on for Leo right now, because, again, the past, 3 readings or so, I would say I've been saying this to you. And, I would just make sure you're not jumping to conclusions. Mercury will be going retrograde in your sign on July 17th. And happy birthday, by the way, to you, July and August Leos. So all Leos. But, it will be going retrograde in your sign. And, it's one of those things. It could be could be that you are, seeing things differently about something. Or it's I don't know. It's sometimes I think we learn the truth, but we don't want to admit it, right? It's we want to believe the more comfortable truth. And that is kind of popping into my head with this card. But it's but I also think it's, if there is an uncomfortable truth that you're admitting to yourself, it's not a bad thing. I think that it will be, it will lead to success, whatever it is. You have the High Priestess. You are very intuitive, and I definitely feel that you need to trust your intuition at this time. Your intuition is guiding you in a direction, and I think you need to listen to your inner voice with the High Priestess. As always, with you, Leo, as well, you get this card with me a lot, and I think that Leo still have not, reached their full potential. She has no roof over her head, and the no roof kind of says that, her life, she could experience, so much more potential in her life, but she really has to go for it. So I feel for a lot of you that there's like you have like unlimited potential in life, but you really have to make it happen. whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish here, Leo. So there you go. Let's see. With the Hierophant, you have the Magician. Magician is about manifestation, of course, and I think that you can have whatever you want, Leo. Really, I feel like in some ways, I feel like the universe has been tapping its foot with you for a while, because it's like you've asked for something. The universe, like, I brought it to you, but you're not like going for it. So I think that a lot of you need to go for something that you've been wishing for. It's like the universe has brought it, but you need to like follow through and keep it going. The other thing is like I feel like there's some sort of difference here. I know that's a very general message, right? But like let's just pretend that you are interested in a person. You know, with the Magician would basically be pointing towards the Chariot and the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups in this reading. And it's like maybe you're saying I did go towards this person. You know, it's like maybe you're saying, oh, I did try to talk to this person or whatever that you are wishing for. It's like, yeah, but maybe you did it in the wrong way. Or maybe you weren't as direct as you think that you were. You know, it's like, I'm not picking on anyone here, but like for years I've done readings for people. And they'll say things like, I tried to flirt with the person. And I'm always like, what did you do? They're like, I blinked at them. I'm like, people blink at me all day long. That means absolutely nothing. That you basically put in zero effort. Blinking doesn't do shit. So, yeah, you're going to have to maybe try a different approach here. And I'm not saying this is just love here, Leo. This could be anything. It's like, yeah, maybe you tried. And I'm not saying you didn't. But, maybe you just tried with the wrong tools, right? And I think that changing your tools could be very helpful. Let's see. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Five of Wands. I would just avoid things that feel bad. Like, I know that's kind of a lame message as well, but I do think the next 3 months, I mean, if something doesn't feel right, avoid it. Plain and simple. And I think it'll make your life a lot better. That's literally the message I'm getting on these two cards. Is like, you just need to avoid things that don't feel good. And just that simple. So let's see. With the High Priestess here, you have the Three of Cups. There could be some sort of celebration. Or there could be something coming in for you that makes you very happy. This could be a harvest that is coming in for you as well. The thing about the High Priestess is that she has these pomegranates, and she also has these date palms that are behind her. The pomegranates are like the fruit of the underworld. The date palms can represent abundance, but the palms in the tarot, they also represent like survivor energy, because palm trees can grow in the desert, right? But kind of like what I'm getting here is that there could be a very abundant opportunity for you if you dig into the mystery. And like what I mean by that is it's like maybe there's something that you're thinking about, like an idea for a business or a career or even in love, right? But it's like if you don't like look into the mystery, or if you don't peek behind the curtain and kind of like figure it out, then the abundance isn't going to happen. But if you do, then I feel like you will create a lot of abundance. So I would. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Let It Go card and this Imperfect Harmony card. I feel like you need to let go of things that are no longer serving you with these two cards is what I would say to you here, Leo, for sure. I also think that, I kind of said this on the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands. Things that aren't going to work just aren't going to work. I think things that are going to work are going to be in perfect harmony. It's like, it's almost like no matter, the thing is in life, this is kind of what's popping into my head, is that in life there will always be obstacles. But it's like, with this, if you're attracting something into your life right now, there might be a certain obstacle, but it's going to work, is what I'm trying to say. So it's almost like saying that the things that are going to work, those obstacles are really going to be obstacles. Like there is going to be nothing you can do to overcome them. The things that are meant for you at this time, there will be obstacles because there will always be obstacles in life. But it's like you will easily be able to overcome those obstacles. And I think that's like the difference here that the reading is trying to point out to you. Is like some things are hard because you're not meant to do them. Other things are hard because there's like a learning experience attached to it. But again, if you try like one time to overcome the obstacle, then you'll overcome the obstacle very easily. So, I always say life is about balance. And that's kind of like what I'm getting here. But I also think something is like a perfect match for you. It doesn't even have to be love. Again, it kind of looks like love. It's showing up as love, but it could be something that you will love, right? You have the Chariot. I feel a lot of movement here for you, Leo, like not just one movement. I feel like you're making a lot of moves with the Chariot. The Chariot is about setting yourself apart. He's leaving the city behind him behind, and so that he can set himself apart, so that he can be unique, so that he can be different. But, it's an amazing card of having a victory or big success in your life. And That's definitely what I would be focusing on with the card. But I feel there could be a lot more success and growth and abundance coming in for you with this energy. It's also a card of as above, so below. He has these moons right here, and these stars in his canopy. And you have the Magician, which is also a card of as above, so below. The Magician is also a card of reinvention. He has this snake wrapped around his waist right here, and the snake is the Ouroboros, which represents reinvention or reinventing yourself. So anything you can do, to match the energy of what you want will make it more likely for you to get it. And I think that is all you have to do with this Chariot card. With the Page of Cups, you have the Page of Cups next. Page of Cups definitely could be a love offer. I mean, you have the Ten of Cups right next to it. I don't know. I feel for some of you know who this person is. I feel for others you don't. I feel for some of you this is a fantasy at the moment because you have the Ten of Cups. This doesn't really have to. This not a bad thing, here, Leo. But just sometimes Ten of Cups, it's like we can have the fantasy. Ten of Cups says we really need to make sure we're bringing that fantasy down to earth. We need to do something to make that fantasy a reality. And that's what I would be making sure to do with this Page of Cups. Like, the Page of Cups could be real. The Page of Cups has this fish in this cup. I always say we don't know if that fish is real or not. It might be part of his imagination. But what I say is that I don't care. All I know is that you need to bring that fish down to earth, whatever it is. Whatever the dream is, whether it's work or business or love or money or spiritually, whatever. Doesn't matter. You have the Hermit. The Hermit says you need to get out of hermit mode. He's at the top of this mountain. He's been through dark night of the soul. I think a lot of people are feeling this energy of having been through a lot. And then it's very tempting. The Hermit is not a bad card, but I think that it's very tempting to stay at the top of the mountain and to not come down from the mountain. The other interesting thing is that I think is super interesting about the fact that this keeps coming up at this time, over the past month or so, is, again, we have the South Node in Virgo. People who are born with the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo, that have it in their astrology that are born with that, they're, an example of their past life is that they could have been hurt by something like a person or, a situation in their life, and then they could have escaped to the mountain never to return, right? Because they were so hurt by whatever happened that now they almost have PTSD. They're not willing to open up and share, right? So I'm talking about people that can be the karma that you have to overcome if you have that in your chart. I think it's interesting that this keeps coming up, and again, we have the South Node in Virgo right now and the North Node in Pisces. So it's kind of as a collective, maybe we are all kind of healing those wounds that make us feel like we have to stay small or we can't reveal something or we can't speak up for ourselves or whatever. And it's now, it's the universe is saying that we have to speak up on those things, right? And that's what I feel like you're doing. With the Chariot, you have the Knight of Pentacles. I think you could be moving a lot faster towards things that you want, plain and simple. Knight of Pentacles isn't bad, but he is slow. So I kind of feel like this is saying you need to take bigger swings at the ball here, Leo. You need to, make some bigger things happen. With the Page of Cups, you have the Tower. I actually think this is a good surprise. I think that you could be surprised that a person is actually interested in you. So this could be a little bit of a shock. I'm pretty sure I've said this to you before, Leo, that it seems to me like you're attracting someone who literally changes your life. It's maybe you would have to move to be with this person, or it's they change your life in some way, and it feels bigger than just that. It's I don't know. It's sometimes I think we have this idea of what love will be, and this is completely different than what you think, but probably in the best way frickin' possible, right? Because you have the Ten of Cups, you have the Four of Wands, so it's yeah, this could be a person that causes a shakeup, but in the best way possible is what I feel. With the Hermit, you have the Page of Cups again. You could be attracting a person who's in hermit mode, so that could be a challenge. Obviously, if they're hiding at the top of a mountain, then, they're going to be pretty hard to find. But I don't know. I don't think this person is literally hiding. I just think that maybe they've been single for a while. You might be surprised as well that this person is single. So, definitely, like I said, could be attracting a new person. Next in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Immerse card. Yes, I can't believe you have that. You have this Commit card. Yes, if I were a Leo, this is what I would be doing. I am not a Leo, and this is basically what I'm doing. Is anything you want, you have to make that 110% commitment. Star. We have all the star energy right now. We have Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius wants us to not just dip our toes in the water. We have to immerse ourselves in something. The Magician, the Chariot, they want us, like if we want something, it almost has to become a part of our identity. It has to become who we are. And if we commit to that with that commit card, look, you'll have the sun, basically. You'll have everything you want. And this is exactly what I would do if I were you. I am doing this. I have 0 Leo in my chart. I have nothing in Leo, right? And I'm still doing this. You have the 4 Wands, the 10 of Cups, and the Death card. 4 Wands is marriage. So some of you could be surprised that you're meeting a person that you would marry or will marry in the future. I think, you have that commit card as well. So it's definitely time for you to commit like 110%. It's time to fully immerse yourself in something that you are building or doing. And I think if you do that, that things will go very well. I also kind of feel it's time to like complete something here, Leo, where it's almost like it's time, like the universe is saying to me, to you, that it's time to take the training wheels off of something. So I don't know, like I feel like if that message is for you, it'll make sense to you. It's like, is there some sort of training wheel in your life? Is there something that needs to come off, right? I'll give you a great example, right? These readings, like lately I've been thinking about, I don't know, let me know in the comments, right? I've been thinking about doing just channeled messages. Like I've had a lot of people over the years tell me that I don't need the cards. It's not that I use the cards as a crutch or anything. I just like the cards, right? But recently I've kind of been saying playing around with the idea of maybe occasionally doing just channeled messages, plain and simple, right? And so that would be like me taking the training wheels off, right? And that's kind of what, there's something like that that's popping into my head for you, Leo, and that's what I would do. You have the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family. So I feel for a lot of you that there could be a lot of happiness. I always think of the 10 of Cups as something that Leos really specifically want in life because it's like very fantasy, but like not in a bad way. It's like comfort. It's like family. I think Leos, of course, want families. They want a pride, right, of other lions. So, it would make sense to me. The thing about the 10 of Cups is we can't sugarcoat things. We have to like bring the dream down to earth. So we actually have to make it happen. And, that's definitely popping into my head. You have the Death card, major changes for sure happening for you. I mean, this right here going this way is a major change, especially with that tower. With the Hierophant here, this could be like a little bit of a shock to the system. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I also don't think that the tower is bad. But, there could be some sort of belief. And this is, like I said, this is happening to everyone because of Neptune and Pisces. And yes, we still technically have Neptune and Pisces because it's going to retrograde back into Pisces, even though it's in Aries right now. So we're still going to be dealing with the energy, even when it goes into Aries next year. It's like just because a planet clears a sign doesn't mean you're done learning the lessons or dealing with it. So, again, Neptune and Pisces, direct challenge to traditional belief. There could be something that you learn about something that you believe that isn't true or something else is true. Who the hell knows? With the 4 Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Yes, there's like a very significant connection coming in for you if you want it, Leo. And by the way, for those of you that already have love, this looks amazing, number one. There could be some sort of shock with a partner that you already with, but I think it would be a good one. Like maybe they're getting a new job, or maybe they're improving their finances, or maybe they're just making a positive freaking change, right? Well, that would be amazing. But I also feel that for all of you, this could just be you committing to something that you love. The Ace of Cups is flow. It is overflowing energy. So it could be you committing to something that you want to work on that overflows, right? With the 10 of Cups, you have the 7 of Cups. You have to find out if you can make this real or not. You and Aquarius, your opposite sign, you always get the 7 of Cups with me. And I'm always saying to both of you, it's like, yes, this is a challenge because 7 of Cups, he's dreaming of good things and bad things that could happen if he manifests the dream. But the secret with the card is like he has to find out. He can't just keep like dilly-dallying, like wondering, like, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Blah, blah, blah. He's got to find out. So you're dreaming of something and you need to find out. With the Death card, you have the 9 of Pentacles. Yes, money actually looks really good in this reading for you, Leo. I'm not, it's kind of funny because there are no other money cards, but just intuitively, I feel like the reason is because you're just making money. 9 of Pentacles is also heaven on earth. 10 of Cups can be kind of like heaven on earth. So a lot of you clearly have the opportunity to create a little slice of heaven here on earth. You have the Stag Spirit says, you are meant for great things. Yes, trust in all that you have to offer. Yes. You have this Enchanted Illusions. Can't make that one up. I mean, it's good reading, but we've been talking a lot about illusions here. It says, see through the veil of illusions and have the courage to see things as they really are. I think that's the trick for you, Leo, is that, but it's more like saying you need to take the illusion, the enchanted dream, the fantasy, and it could be a reality if you wanted it to. Be real, but you have to make it real. So, that's what I would do with these cards. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles, like a change in direction. The Nine of Cups can be a wish, definitely in the good stuff. The Nine of Cups can represent wish or wish fulfillment coming in for you. So I do feel like there could be some sort of wish fulfillment with that Nine of Cups. Next, you have the Queen of Swords. I feel like there's a ton of clarity coming in for you, but it's like this is clarity that you are going and getting. It's like you're not just assuming things, 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups, Enchanted Illusion. It's like coming up in the good stuff, but, even the Tower says the same thing. With the Tower, we have to get out of the matrix. The Tower, those people have been ignoring reality, and they need to come down to reality. It's like there are things, it's like you can fantasize about a person all day long. And, the problem with the reality is, especially with Neptune and Pisces, is there are going to be things that you don't like. No one is perfect, right? No matter what anyone tells you. I'm sure even your mom probably told you you're perfect, but I'm sure, honestly, there are probably some things about you that are not perfect, right? So that's true for all of us, no matter what mom says. So we will only be perfect in mom's eyes, right? That's what we have to realize. But that's okay, because that's what life is. And, what I think this is saying is like, yeah, you probably have some sort of fantasy, and there might be some guts. There might be some things that you have to deal with that aren't perfect in the situation. But that's only a small part of it, and that's life, right? I think there is something that could be so good for you, but it's like maybe you're focusing too much on the guts or the part of it that you don't want to see. I don't know. I hope that makes sense, Leo. There you go. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is going on adventures. You have the Chariot. I think it would be an amazing time to travel, adventure, have fun, do more things that you enjoy. With the Chariot and the Tower, by the way, in the Knight of Wands, that could just be a move. So if you're like planning on moving or anything like that in that direction, you could just be moving. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Very good. Those cards play very well together. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction or needing to walk away from something. Eight of Cups, he is walking away from what no longer serves him. So if you are cutting anything out of your life at this time, which I think you probably are, obviously this will have you moving towards fulfillment. It will have you moving towards something that you actually want. Now with the Queen of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords. Told you. It's like there's some part, this is true for everything. Nothing is perfect. And I don't know. That's like even though it's coming up in the good stuff, that's the message I'm getting. But in the good stuff, the Ten of Swords can represent a blessing in disguise. So for some of you, you could be seeing how, something that hasn't been working out for you is actually a blessing in disguise or is a blessing. And I feel like you need to move towards those blessings. I also think you need to realize that something is a blessing in disguise for you. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Chariot. The Chariot can be a victory or a big success. You have the Chariot twice, which is amazing. The Chariot can also represent speed. So it's like this could be a rapid positive change or a rapid victory that's coming in for you here, Leo, and love it. That is obviously very good. The Chariot can also be a move or travel. So some of you definitely could be traveling over this quarter. You have this Knot card. It says unsuccessful plans. Yeah, I would be looking at things that just aren't working. Didn't we say this at the beginning? I feel like I said something about this at the beginning of the reading. It's like some things are just hard and that's it. So other things are hard, but you can push past it. There's a big difference between those two things. It's like one thing to try something and no matter how many times you try it, it just doesn't work. Right? It's another thing to try something, it doesn't work. You try something else or you try something again and you kind of get to the next step. There will always be obstacles. And I think this is talking about, not necessarily having black and white thinking, you know what I mean? Well, an obstacle popped up, so this isn't going to work. It's like, no, maybe you just need to try again or try a different approach. And then if it doesn't work, you move on to something else, right? And I don't know. It's popping into my head. You have this hand card. It says, in need of help, assistance, or guidance. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help at this time, Leo, for anything that you want. You have the Stork. It says news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Yeah, a lot of new opportunities this quarter for everyone. So definitely could be new opportunities. You have this firecracker card. It says excitement on it. Definitely could be some exciting opportunity coming in for you with the tower. The tower doesn't have to be bad. That lightning bolt at the top of the tower can be like a light bulb moment or, a sudden revelation. So, there could be a light bulb moment. You have this diamond. It says you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. I feel like you are receiving a gift from the universe. It's like whatever this dream is or whatever the Ten of Cups is. So that looks amazing, Leo. The whole reading looks very good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.